Welcome, Virgo, to your summer solstice deep dive video for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. June the 21st is going to see a huge energy reset for us all. The sun moves into the nurturing sign of Cancer, but also ushers in cardinal quadrant 2, the next 13-week period of the overall Western tropical astrological year, which begins with the vernal equinox across the 20th or 21st of March each year. So, what would it mean for you personally, Virgo? On the screen is your event chart. I'm going to unpack this for you. By the end of the video, you'll have a clearer picture of what's upcoming in terms of your energy, work, relationships, or finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundell. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. But please also click or tap the bell notification symbol. I respectfully know that in the southern hemisphere, this is the winter solstice. It's the shortest day, but Western tropical astrology is a Mediterranean construct. For you, the sun not only moves into Cancer, which can be very much to do with that emotional dimension, protectiveness, security, stability, where we live and who with and how, but for you, it can be very much about who you connect to socially. And Mercury, your ruler, is already in this area. It is in its pre-retrograde shadow, but it's very close to Jupiter. So that's a very optimistic combination anyway. So the sun move in here suggests the big shift of energy for you is going to be from that Gemini vibe, which has been so powerful recently and may have been shaking up some of your expectations or even your situation as far as your work or connection to the world. And that unsettled energy or potential for brilliance is not at an end. Uranus is going to be in that area for 7 full years now, and that is an agent for change. Uranus also continues to forge challenging links to the nodal axis, including the south node in your sign. So, what you're wanting to perhaps break free on from in terms of familiarity that has perhaps held you back a little bit and your relationships which you're wanting to forge, it may be that demands in terms of your work are still going to be rather unpredictable. What makes this event so exciting for you personally, however, is the role of Mars. Mars is also in a very adventurous, independent part of your chart, but links brilliantly to Jupiter and also to Mercury and also to the moon in your zodiac sign. So if ever there was a time when you can take the initiative as far as your social life and your interests or your long-term plan, it's certainly now. You may surprise some people, but you can surprise them in a positive way. Also, Chiron, newly arrived in your ninth house, is kind of encouraging you to think that nothing's beyond you, whether it's travel, whether it's education, whether it's a course, whether it's your ability to absorb knowledge and new skills. Don't think any of it's beyond you. The more you can connect to others, the better it's going to be. If there is a niggle in this chart, I would say it actually comes from Neptune. Neptune's in a square with the Sun, which will intensify over the next week or so. But that does suggest if there are certain people that you're looking to collaborate with where there's a financial component, I would proceed with great care. Someone may not be completely open or may not have told you the complete story. So if you are talking about collaboration and money's in the mix, do proceed with a degree of caution. Also, Venus, the relator, is in the 12th house, which can be to do with reflection and it can be to do with endings in relationships. But it's actually forging a series of very positive links, not least to Uranus, an interesting one to Pluto, and back to Neptune. So I would say if you're processing anything around a relationship and don't know for sure whether that person is going to be part of your longer term future, I wouldn't rush that at this stage. There's a lot to like about this event chart, not least the sun links very well to the nodal axis. So where you're very aligned to your ideals, the people you feel comfortable with, lots of progress can be made. It's mainly around your professional situation or the demands of your work or the demands of your own business, if you have one, that could be throwing a little bit of a wrench into the celestial works. So being open really to where you can link with people and where you can share things, but also where it feels right is very important. Being a very dry, practical earth sign, it is a good thing to be a little bit more conscious of the more emotional dimension. But if there are people you feel very comfortable with, whether it's one individual person or a group of people, there's a lot of prospects around that over the next month, particularly, but over the next 3 months broadly. I'm going to summarize those four areas of vitality, work, relationships, and finances next, Virgo. But just to say, I've slashed the price of my personal horoscope reports. For many years, it's been buy two, get 30% off. Now it's buy one and get three for the price of one. Why? Because I know the cost of living is having an impact on people, and I want to make these charts accessible. The one you pay for is your life roadmap report, chances to understand the patterns that keep playing out in our lives, get a more intimate understanding of that energy. Free, your 12-month transit forecast, and totally unique to you, and also your draconic soul karmic analysis. Chances to look at life and astrology in a very different way. If you've yet to watch your Jupiter No More Blocks video, please check that out. It's had a phenomenal amount of views. And also your Gemini New Moon video. Apparently you have to click on the eye, the little italic eye on the screen, which helps you to do that. So I'm going to summarize those four areas for you now, Virgo. As far as energy is concerned, having Venus in that 12th house catches my eye. It is broadly in a square with Saturn. If there is any politics around finance or a close relationship, maybe that could have an impact on your vitality. Mars is really pushing you to actually be a bit more active, join in with people, do things in a more rugged way. And if you are able to collaborate in some kind of team or group situation, that's something to really look at. As far as your professional situation is concerned, Uranus being right at the top of your chart in that trying with Pluto suggests if you're open to change, it can take you far. And it may be a case of who as much as what you know. If you're resisting change, I think Chiron's asking you to have more confidence that you can learn new skills and you can flex and evolve. As far as finances are concerned, having Saturn in that eighth house in a square with the planet of finance is something to be conscious of, the eighth house long-term finances. So maybe to be a little bit more frugal if you are socializing, perhaps it can be easier to spend some money. But I feel that as far as relationships are concerned, per se, if you are single and you would like to meet someone new, the potential to do that at the moment is very, very strong, as long as you feel someone is very sincere. It's been a pleasure being with you, Virgo. Have a great summer solstice. Look forward to seeing you again soon.